India's space program is at a crucial junction as the National Space Agency faces the challenges of sustaining high-frequency complex mission at an industrial scale. India's space program, a phase of maturity. Over the past decade, India's space program has achieved a remarkable breadth of accomplishment despite operating with moderate budget compared to global peers. Reliable launch service using the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle (PSLV) have become routine, while heavier and more complex missions have been executed using the GSLV and LVM-3 platforms. Successful lunar landing capabilities, a dedicated solar observatory, and advanced Earth observation collaboration have positioned India among a select group of space-faring nations. These achievements reflect a shift from experimental missions to operational reliability. However, sustained success has also raised expectations, pushing the space program into a phase where the ability to execute missions consistently and at scale has become as important as technological breakthrough. Rising mission complexity and capacity constraint. As India prepares for upcoming programs such as human spaceflight, advanced lunar exploration, and next generation launch vehicles, mission complexity is increasing rapidly. These programs demand higher launch frequencies, parallel project execution, and faster turnaround times. However, the current launch cadence and integration capacity have emerged as structural bottlenecks. A limited number of launches in recent years has highlighted constraints in testing infrastructure, manufacturing depth, and project scheduling. When delays or anomalies occur in one mission, they often cascade across unrelated programs, showing the overall pace of development. This challenge underlines the need for greater industrial integration, expanded testing facilities, and a workflow capable of absorbing setbacks without disrupting the entire mission pipeline. Need for industrial scale execution. The next phase of India's space journey requires a transition from mission-centric execution to system-level industrial performance. These involve separating design, integration, and operational roles more clearly and expanding the industrial supply chain for structures, avionics, and propulsion systems. An industrial-scale approach would allow routine missions to proceed independently of experimental research-oriented projects. It would also reduce dependence on a single institutional bottleneck and enable higher mission throughput. Such a shift is essential for achieving long-term goals such as reusable launch system and high payload capabilities. Governance challenge in a liberalized space sector. India's space sector has undergone liberalization in recent years with the creation of new institutions to promote private participation and commercialization. While roles have been outlined on paper, practical governance challenges remain. The absence of a comprehensive national space law has led to ambiguity in authorization, liability insurance, and dispute resolution. As a result, the National Space Agency often continues to function as a default regulator, technical certifier, and problem solver even in areas that should ideally be handled by a specialized body. Clear statutory backing for regulatory and commercial institutions would reduce institutional overload and allow the core space agency to focus on frontier technologies and strategic missions. Competitiveness in a rapidly evolving global space economy. Globally, the space sector is shifting toward higher launch frequencies, partial reusability, and rapid satellite manufacturing. Competitiveness now depends not only on engineering excellence but also on cost efficiency, production depth, and access to capital. India's future launch systems are being designed with reusability and heavy lift capability in mind, reflecting this changing environment. However, building and operating such a system requires advanced manufacturing ecosystem, robust qualification infrastructure, and sustained investment. Recent declines in private investment highlight the difficulty of financing long gestation space hardware projects, underscoring the need for target funding mechanism and long-term policy stability. Way forward for India's space program. The success of India's space ambition will depend on whether its institution can evolve from executing individual landmark missions to functioning as a resilient industrial system. Engineering capability, regulatory clarity, manufacturing depth, and financial support must mature together. If the transition is achieved, India will be able to deliver complex missions routinely strengthen its global competitiveness and unlock new opportunities in science, security, and commercial space activities.